There is something nobody tells women when they gain weight. The conversation is always about appearance, about health risks, about blood sugar, blood pressure, and heart disease. All important, all real. But there is another consequence of excess weight that is rarely discussed in the doctor's office, one that affects fertility, desire, hormonal well-being, and quality of life in ways that no health statistic fully captures. Excess weight may be silently disrupting female sexual and hormonal health. Not eventually, not only in women with diagnosed conditions. Research from Fertility and Sterility and Reproductive Biology and Endocrinology increasingly confirms that excess body fat is associated with hormonal disruption, ovulatory dysfunction, and changes in sexual well-being, even in women who are only moderately overweight. And here is what makes this especially important. The same cellular mechanisms driving weight gain may also be driving hormonal imbalance, fertility challenges, and the gradual fading of desire. These are not separate problems. They are often the same biological problem expressing itself in different ways. And that means the same foods that may help support healthy fat metabolism may also help support hormonal and sexual health. Welcome to Cellfresco. One belief drives everything we do here. Every cell has a healing food. Most nutrition advice focuses on calories. We focus on cellular signals, because every food you eat is sending biological instructions to your cells. Some signals promote dysfunction, others promote repair. Today we are going inside the female body to explore what excess weight may be doing to hormonal and sexual health at the cellular level, and the specific foods that research suggests may deliver healing signals to these pathways. Here is exactly what we will cover today. First, what the latest research tells us about excess weight and female hormonal health. Second, 3 cellular problems that excess body fat may be creating. Third, 3 foods that may deliver healing signals to those pathways. Fourth, what to eliminate and why certain dietary inputs may worsen the same cellular mechanisms. And finally, a simple daily protocol you can start immediately. Now the story. Many women experience irregular cycles, stubborn weight gain, fatigue, or changes in desire and assume these are unrelated problems. But at the cellular level, many of these symptoms often originate from the same disrupted biological signals. Fat cells are not passive storage containers. They are active biological factories. They produce hormones, they release signaling molecules. They influence metabolism, fertility, ovulation, and the hormonal environment that shapes how a woman experiences her body. When fat cells become enlarged, the signals they send begin to change. And those changing signals may influence ovarian function, hormone production, fertility, and sexual well-being. To understand why, we need to understand how the female hormonal system works. Your hormonal system is one of the most precisely calibrated systems in your body. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and the signaling molecules that control your cycle, your ovulation, your fertility, and your experience of intimacy all depend on a delicate cellular balance. Research from multiple major institutions confirms that excess adipose tissue, particularly visceral fat around the abdomen, may disrupt this balance through mechanisms that are specific, increasingly researched, and highly relevant to how a woman experiences her own body. Research from Reproductive Biology and Endocrinology confirms that excess insulin, which is frequently elevated in women carrying excess weight, may enhance androgen production in ovarian theca cells in response to luteinizing hormone stimulation, potentially resulting in follicular arrest and anovulation. Research from Fertility and Sterility confirms that elevated leptin levels present in women with obesity may directly inhibit estriol and progesterone production in human granulosa cells in laboratory studies. And research from multiple PCOS reviews confirms that excess adipose tissue itself represents what researchers describe as a functional hyperandrogenic state, even in women without a formal PCOS diagnosis. 3 cellular mechanisms, all connected to excess weight, all connected to each other. Cellular problem 1. Excess insulin from excess weight may be driving androgen overproduction in the ovaries. Research consistently confirms that obesity is associated with elevated insulin levels. Think of insulin as an amplifier. The louder the insulin signal becomes, the more ovarian androgen production may be amplified. And research suggests that elevated insulin may stimulate ovarian theca cells, the cells responsible for androgen production, to produce more androgens than the body needs. This excess androgen production may contribute to irregular cycles, absent ovulation, unwanted hair growth, acne, and disrupted sexual desire. Research also confirms that excess adipose tissue contains aromatase, which converts androgens to estrogen. But in the context of overall excess androgen production, this conversion may not fully compensate, and research suggests that the net result is often a functional state of androgen excess, with downstream effects on the entire hormonal cascade. Food 1. Spearmint tea, the androgen modulation signal. Spearmint tea is among the most specifically researched foods in relation to androgen levels in women. Research published in Phytotherapy. Research found that regular spearmint tea consumption was associated with statistically significant reductions in free testosterone levels and improvements in hormonal balance markers in women with elevated androgens. Research suggests that compounds in spearmint may interact with androgen receptor activity and reduce the biological availability of free androgens at the cellular level. Additional research suggests that spearmint may also influence the LH to FSH ratio, a key hormonal balance marker that excess androgen production often disrupts. Every cup of spearmint tea may be delivering compounds that research suggests may support the modulation of the androgen pathways that excess weight has been stimulating. 2 cups of spearmint tea every single day. Your androgen modulation protocol. Cellular problem 2. Elevated leptin from excess fat may be disrupting ovarian communication. Leptin is a hormone produced by fat cells. Its job is to tell the body how much energy is stored. In a healthy metabolic state, this signal helps coordinate reproductive function and energy availability. But when fat cells become enlarged, leptin levels remain chronically elevated. Eventually, the reproductive system may begin receiving distorted information about the body's metabolic state. Researchers have observed that elevated leptin may interfere with normal hormonal communication involved in ovulation and ovarian function. Research from Fertility and Sterility confirms that in laboratory studies using human granulosa cells, leptin was shown to directly inhibit estradiol and progesterone production. And research confirms that women with obesity have significantly higher levels of leptin in their follicular fluid compared with women of normal weight, potentially creating a cellular environment that may impair normal follicle development and ovulation. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology confirms that among women without PCOS, obesity often results in what researchers describe as a relative state of hypergonadotropic hypergonadism, reduced hormonal signaling from the hypothalamus and pituitary that is associated with disrupted ovulatory function. And research consistently shows that even modest reductions in body weight are associated with measurable improvements in ovulatory function. Food 2. Salmon, the ovarian cellular support signal. Research consistently suggests that omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish may support ovarian function through multiple pathways. Studies indicate that DHA and EPA from salmon may help reduce the chronic low-grade inflammation associated with excess adipose tissue that research suggests may impair granulosa cell function. Research published in multiple studies suggests that omega-3 fatty acid intake may be associated with improved ovulatory function and hormonal markers in women with PCOS and insulin resistance. And research suggests that DHA may support the quality of follicular development by maintaining the membrane fluidity of granulosa cells, potentially supporting their ability to respond appropriately to follicle-stimulating hormone. Research also suggests that the anti-inflammatory properties of omega-3 fatty acids may help reduce the elevated inflammatory markers that research associates with disrupted hypothalamic pituitary ovarian signaling in women with excess weight. Every serving of salmon may be delivering the anti-inflammatory and membrane-supporting compounds that research suggests may help ovarian cells function more effectively in a hormonal environment that excess weight has been disrupting. Salmon 3 times per week. Your ovarian cellular support protocol. Cellular problem 3. Metabolic stress may be draining the energy required for desire, vitality, and intimacy. Desire is not only hormonal, it is energetic. Every thought, emotion, and physical response depends on billions of cells producing energy efficiently. When excess weight contributes to insulin resistance, cells become less responsive to insulin's signal. Blood sugar becomes less stable. Energy production becomes less efficient. Many women experience the result as fatigue, reduced motivation, and a diminished sense of vitality. Research consistently confirms that women with excess weight and hormonal disruption report significantly lower levels of sexual desire, arousal, and satisfaction. The mechanisms are multiple and interconnected. Blood sugar instability from the insulin resistance often associated with excess weight may contribute to chronic fatigue that drains the energy that intimacy requires. Hormonal imbalance may affect the neurological pathways of desire, and research from multiple institutions confirms that the inflammatory environment created by excess adipose tissue may affect mood, motivation, and the sense of vitality that underlies a woman's connection to her own sexuality. Research also confirms that improvements in metabolic health and reductions in excess weight are associated with measurable improvements in sexual function, desire, and hormonal markers in women. Food 3. Dark berries, the metabolic and hormonal environment support signal. Dark berries, particularly blueberries and blackberries, contain anthocyanins that research suggests may support insulin sensitivity, potentially reducing the blood sugar instability that research associates with fatigue and low energy. Research published in multiple studies indicates that anthocyanin-rich foods may be associated with reduced inflammatory markers and improved insulin sensitivity in adipose tissue. And reduced inflammation and improved insulin sensitivity research suggests may positively influence the hormonal environment affecting desire and energy. Research also suggests that anthocyanins may support healthy estrogen metabolism by influencing the enzymes involved in estrogen processing, potentially supporting the hormonal balance that excess androgens and elevated leptin may be disrupting. Every cup of dark berries may be supporting the metabolic and hormonal cellular environment that research suggests underlies both healthy weight and healthy sexual and reproductive function. 1 cup of dark berries every single day. Your metabolic and hormonal support protocol. Now your daily protocol. 3 foods, 3 cellular signals every day, morning, 2 cups of spearmint tea. Your androgen modulation signal delivered before your day begins. 3 times per week. Salmon for lunch or dinner. Your ovarian cellular support signal. Anti-inflammatory and membrane-supporting compounds working through the day. Any time of day. 1 cup of dark berries. Your metabolic and hormonal environment support signal. With breakfast, as a snack, or with any meal. What to eliminate and why each one may worsen the cellular mechanisms above. Sugar and refined carbohydrates worsen insulin resistance, which research suggests may further drive the hyperinsulinemia that stimulates ovarian androgen overproduction. Processed foods increase the systemic inflammation that research suggests may impair granulosa cell function and disrupt the ovarian hormonal environment. Alcohol research consistently associates with disrupted estrogen metabolism and hormonal imbalance. An excess caloric intake that maintains visceral fat perpetuates the elevated leptin and insulin resistance that research confirms are the primary drivers of the hormonal disruption described above. The goal is not simply to lose weight. The goal is to change the signals your fat cells are sending to the rest of your body. Now your action plan. 3 cellular problems, 3 healing signals, 3 opportunities to help your cells move back toward balance. Spearmint tea every day. Research suggests compounds may help modulate androgen activity at the cellular level. Salmon 3 times per week. Research suggests omega-3s may support ovarian cell function and anti-inflammatory hormonal signaling. Dark berries every day. Research suggests anthocyanins may support insulin sensitivity and the cellular environment for healthier hormonal function. Start tomorrow morning, 2 cups of spearmint tea, salmon for dinner, berries throughout the day. The connection between excess weight and female hormonal and sexual health is real, extensively researched and increasingly recognized by leading reproductive medicine institutions. And the same cellular changes that research suggests may support healthy weight may also support the restoration of the hormonal systems that excess weight has been quietly disrupting. If this video connected things your doctor never has, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more women find this information and it means everything to this channel. Subscribe to Cellfresco. Every cell has a healing food, and every week we show you exactly which one. Keep healing, keep thriving.